Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am hiding out inside of my bathroom because my husband had a really long day and we just want him to get a lot of rest so that he can get up and go to work again tomorrow. So I'm just gonna sit here in the toilet and talk to you guys a little bit more about promiscuity. Yes. So I know I got a lot of people who were talking about, or who messaged me like immediately after I had done that video, and I really like the feedback, so keep the feedback coming. It is something that I welcome. I welcome all comments. If you want to subscribe to my channel, please do. Let me just make sure that I have the volume up because I've been having a little bit of trouble with that. And these edges though, oh my gosh, after all the pictures. Anyways, so I'm gonna freestyle it again today and just kind of get right into how do I want to approach this? So you know what, I think that a lot of the times, okay, so from my country, my perspective, is that we always have this taboo thing when it comes to sex and to relationships. And I think that it's not really unique to Belize. Even living in a country like Germany, where women are very liberal in the terms of like their ability to work and take care of themselves and pick a partner for the night or pick a partner for the rest of their lives. I think that it still is very much a double-edged sword, or like what we call in Belize paña machete, where you, and that's a very politically incorrect statement to make, but as a woman, you're judged by who you sleep with and how many sexual partners you have. And as much as I might have told myself in the beginning that that really doesn't play a role in who I am as a professional, men are petty, just as petty as women, when it comes to any intimate interactions that they have had with you. And so that was part of the reason why, I just kind of felt like if I wanted to be someone that wanted to be taken seriously in a particular circle of professionals, then promiscuity was not something that was for me. The second thing is that I'm a very passionate and very involved individual when it comes to the kind of sexual encounters that I like to have. And I find that when you are with someone who you barely know or don't even know or don't even like, it tends to be more physical and a really big gamble in terms of your health, your emotional, what you get back from giving. You may or may not feel good. They may or may not present something that is good to work with. And it may be great, it may be absolutely horrible. It might be like watching paint dry. And so for me, especially, if you're a woman who is not a sure thing, and I know that 85% of women never get orgasm from sex. Guys, I'm going to speak really real in this episode, so if I offend you, please, I welcome that, because if you and I were to see eye to eye in terms of everything, then you would get stuck where you are and you wouldn't really learn anything. So this episode is really meant to shake up and stir up a lot of uncomfortable feelings about sex. And that's my point exactly, is that we as adults in the Western world, and even to some extent Europe, have hang-ups about sex that are totally unrealistic and unreal. And in this day and age, where sex is so readily available to individuals, especially the younger generation, we gotta be really clear about some old-fashioned values and not leave out the baby with the bathwater, as we might say. Which means that, okay, it's readily available, but you might not get what it is that you want from it because it's not with someone that you've taken the time out to really invest emotionally in having a real connection. And so like I told my daughter when we did the interview yesterday, everything that you do has to be with purpose. And so, what is the purpose of your interaction with certain people needs to be at the forefront of your relationship, regardless of whether it's a sexual intimate relationship or not. And I think that's one of the reasons why I got married, was because I was searching for that connection, because I compare it to uh, having a BLT sandwich, or better yet, a peanut butter sandwich, and having a nice juicy fat steak. When I'm starving, when I'm hungry, do I really want to just have a cheese sandwich, or do I want to have a nice big fat steak that I love and enjoy and can really, really, take my time and appreciate? You can't do that with a cheese sandwich. And so, if I know a cheese sandwich is quicker to make and get, but I'd rather wait for the steak. And you can have great sex with someone that you don't like, love, or even remember, but there's nothing like making love with the one that um, you love. And I think that's why I got married, because at the end of the day, it was just too complicated, a little bit messy, and without going into any details about who did what to whom, that's another episode for another time, because time is very limited. um, you end up, well, I ended up with a very short end of the stick, because I wasn't putting all in a relationship, and I wasn't looking for an all-in guy. And in order for you to get an all-in guy, you need to be an all-in girl, which means that, you know, you don't give up all the goodies up front, because that's something that they have to work for. And we haven't completely shifted from man the hunter paradigm to a new paradigm, orthodox. And I know this is very, very big words, but basically, men hunt. They've always hunted. They always want to hunt, and they're in it for the long run if they can sense the sense of value from the beginning. And the only way to do that is for them to be in a position to earn that um, that prize. I really hope that this has been helpful. Please like and comment before. Oh, and before I go, I want to touch a little bit about monogamy versus promiscuity. There was a point in my life, like, it's going to be a few more minutes for this, where I thought that promiscuity was for me, monogamy wasn't for me. I wasn't looking for a husband, wasn't looking for a steady boyfriend. It was just too complicated, too many games being played. I just wanted to get in, get on, get out. And my mom's listening to this. Sorry, Mom. My mom has heard a lot of what I've said to her face, so she knows who I am. And so she's my only concern when I speak openly about my sex and sexuality. But that aside, promiscuity for me was very convenient, but I wasn't getting the fulfillment that I wanted. And I hadn't realized that the sex that I was having was pretty much linked to other things that were unresolved that I needed to deal with. And so until I put the sex aside and started dealing with me, I was able to uncover a very, very beautiful thing of self-love and being more careful and cautious when I pick partners, because men are very emotional beings too, which is another thing that I uncovered in dating. And I realized that no matter how much I was very open about not, being committed to anyone, and how fun it was, like everybody's trying to get my affection and compete with one another, at the end of the day, they all individually thought that they were going to be the one. And when they weren't the one, they started acting like women. And maybe if you're female and you're out there and you're playing this game, that might be a very tempting offer. It can get really annoying and disgusting. And depending on the type of man you're dealing with, you can find yourself in a situation where there can be a lot of vindication, which is what happened to me. I've had emails hacked, I've had stalkers, not in a good way. I've had, I've really gone through the ringer with this, and the thing that I learned is that, when it comes to the matters of the heart, men are no different than women. And it might seem nice and very liberal in theory to say, I'm the woman, I'm in control, and I decide who and when and where and how many and this and that. But at the end of the day, when it comes to matters of the heart, if you present yourself in such a way that people start to fall for you and start to love you, because I'm a lovable person. No, well, whatever. But yeah, a lot of hearts got broken, and because a lot of hearts got broken, a lot of guys got mad and started acting a damn fool. And so my lesson for that was just take it one step at a time and one person at a time, and just really, really keep it PC until you're able to decide, okay, now I'm looking for a husband, and just review each candidate with no promises to anything, and don't try to lead anybody on, because at the end of the day, you're having a good time. And when men get emotionally invested, they can get a little bit bitchy and vengeful, just as bad as women. And that was a lesson that I had that I just want to share with you about promiscuity. Not to say that monogamy is for everyone, because shit can get stale. But when you're married to me, you have enough personalities to keep things very spicy, for a very, very long time. But like I always say, the work that you do in your marriage or in your relationship is the work you do on you. And so that is always, always the most important thing to keep in mind, is that work on yourself, keep yourself interested in you, and that is the model that you bring into your relationship for how your partner is supposed to treat you. So monogamy, it's great when it's done right, and once you understand what your expectations of that is, and whatever it is you focus on in the relationship is what you're going to get more of. So really, really, really pay attention to what's going on in between your ears, in order for you to keep yourself in check to make your relationship work. So I really hope this has been helpful. This is a freestyle moment, like I said, so I might have missed a few things. If there's a particular direction that you want this episode to go in, please like, comment, and subscribe.